deep beneath the Pacific.
What the hell is going on?
The first kaiju made land in San Francisco. The second attack hit Manila. Then the third one hit Cabo. And then we learned this was not gonna stop. In order to fight monsters, we created monsters of our own. We needed a new weapon. The Jaeger program was born.
Okay, in terms of spoilers, I'm assuming you've seen the movie and you've come back to check this out, or you just don't give a shit about the spoilers and you're just watching this anyway. As I said, I can't argue with that. Okay, like I said, the characters, there are a couple of stereotypical characters, like the scientist characters. One is like really old and decrepit, and there's one like really fast talking, really hyperactive. I know what I'm talking about, I know what I'm doing. The rest of the audience doesn't, but I know what I'm doing, so we're all okay. You know. And it just... See, if you're looking at this review thinking, oh, what you got against the characters? Why do you have the problem with the characters? You're here to see the action. Here's the thing. There's a lot of time spent on these characters. And there's a lot of time spent on them, but there's nothing there. There's not a lot there for me to latch on other than, their one purpose in the movie, or, oh, I'm gonna get revenge because he took my brother and the kaijus took my brother. I'm gonna get revenge because the kaijus killed my parents. I'm gonna get revenge because I'm a Russian and I have no lines of dialogue, but you can tell I'm Russian because I live in Drago and ugh. Yeah. I don't know. There isn't a whole lot of character in this. And there's a couple of things that did annoy me about this movie. One of the things is, this is probably nitpicking, but I'm starting to get annoyed by this in movies, where the person in charge or the leader or the captain or whatever has to answer to some higher up who is a monitor. I'm not even kidding. They did it in the Avengers, and they're doing it here. Basically, you know what I mean. A bunch of people talking from TV screens and telling you, you can't do this because we can't give you a real legitimate answer. But we're telling you not to do whatever you plan on doing. Ugh. It's really, really frustrating when, the person that you think is in charge isn't really in charge, and they're just taking orders from a bunch of people that we never actually see. And ugh. Say what you want about Michael Bay's, really douchey, stereotypical leaders, but at least they're there. At least they say what they need to say in person. Oh yeah, another thing is basically, the government decides that the Jaegers are not doing a good enough job, that they all need to be shut down because in the beginning of the movie there's a Jaeger taking on a kaiju and the Jaeger basically gets destroyed. And their brilliant, great strategy, building a wall around the city. Let me repeat that. Building a fucking wall. And I forgot to mention, the kaiju, they can swim, they can fly, they break through this wall like nothing. You've seen these kaijus take down 20-story robots with little to no effort, and you think the best line of defense is a wall. I'm sorry, that's just... What the fuck is a wall gonna do? I'm sorry. And another thing is, basically, the Jaegers, they need 2 pilots. And it's a really odd design choice. Basically, they plug one half... Say there's 2 people, and they each plug half of their brain into the central server, I guess it is. And basically, they control the the Jaegers with their brains. And, you know, they follow their movements and, you know, sort of like this.
Saba, I want the Zord to follow my every move.
And I don't know, they have a really weird way, because obviously you have to be compatible with the person next to you to control this. And they have a really weird way of testing compatibility, and I don't know. Basically, what you do is you have to spar with a bunch of people with I think it's a bow staff, and somehow that allows you to be able to control a Jaeger with somebody. I didn't understand it. I don't know. So yeah, that's another thing that really confused me about this movie. Oh, yeah. Basically, these Jaegers, they run on plugs. Now, what I mean by that is, there's this one scene where the Japanese chick, I forgot her name, Miroku or something? I don't know. Basically, she has to... she's in the Jaeger for the first time, but Idris Elba, he basically forbids her from controlling a Jaeger or piloting one. And it turns out she has some really bad memories, really twisted memories of her childhood. And basically what happens is she almost blasts the base to smithereens with a pulse array. And it turns out that you can just unplug the thing, and that's it. How? Why? Why are they plugged in? So, let me get this straight. Imagine, there's like a huge battle going on. Jaeger versus Kaiju just beating the shit out of each other. And someone trips over the plug. Oh yeah, this is another movie like Man of Steel where basically anyone who says anything bad about this movie is basically getting their nuts chopped off. But I don't care. I'm serious. There was more that annoyed me in this movie than annoyed me in Man of Steel. But yeah, I think that's about all I have to say. Now, if you'll excuse me, I gotta go deal with something. Oh, there it is.
she